Hello everybody, welcome to the Empressive channel. Before I get into this video, I first want to thank Aura for sponsoring this video. Have you ever been bombarded by spam phone calls to the point that you don't even answer your phone when you see a strange number? Or have you been expecting an important call and found it necessary to answer every unknown number that dialed you? If you ever wondered why this happens, one of the reasons is because your data has been exposed online by data brokers and people's search sites. With Aura, you could sign up for data broker opt-out features, which will remove your data from online databases of data brokers, resulting in less spam. This is one of the main reasons I started using Aura, but there are so many more reasons. Aura alerts me if any of my sensitive data has been compromised in a breach. They also give me fraud alerts if anyone tries to use any of this data to access my credit or bank accounts. Also with Aura, I get transaction monitoring, a VPN, antivirus, a password manager, parental controls, and identity theft insurance, all in one and all at an affordable price. I can't leave the protection of my sensitive data up to chance. And if you don't want to either, go to aura.com/impressive or click the link in the description and try your first 2 weeks for free. Now back to the video, I want to talk about Shakira. Shakira has launched her South American and North American stadium tour for her album. And a lot of people are noticing that Shakira took a lot of inspiration from Beyonce's Renaissance tour. Some people wouldn't even say it's inspiration. Some would say that it's straight up plagiarism. I personally think that Shakira's creative team was just out of ideas and they were like, you know what? Just copy Beyonce's tour and call it a day. Nobody has time for this. You need to make money and pay off those taxes. I'm just kidding. She didn't copy her completely. I mean, she still had her own Shakira-isms, but she definitely included some little elements that she saw from the Renaissance tour. In fact, she did attend the Renaissance tour and she said that she was taking notes, and it's very obvious. She took a lot of them, and people were pointing out the fact that she had a similar font for her billboard. She had a similar stage design. She had a similar entrance. She had a similar outfit. I mean, it was just very blatant. And a lot of the stands were amused. Somebody said, shaking at Shakira's new tour being literal Renaissance nachos all over the place. Shakira checked out all the details of the Renaissance tour in 2023. She's reheating the nachos too much. Unplug the microwave. Somebody take those notes away from her. Literally bar for bar. The Rennie font, the layout, the way Shakira is deep-throating the Renaissance era down to the font is killing me. The font, yo, she copied everything. Shakira took her and Beyonce switching positions in the Beautiful Liar video a little too literal. Now she thinks she's performing the Renaissance World Tour. And there were some other comments about it as well. I thought the whole thing was pretty comical. But you know what? Artists do get inspired by each other. Shakira has been inspired by Beyonce. Beyonce has also been inspired by Shakira, especially earlier in her solo career. So there's nothing really new under the sun. All of these artists are taking notes from each other. So it is what it is. But Beyonce and Shakira are both legends. They respect each other and they're doing their thing. And right now, Shakira is doing it big. She's the first Latin female artist to be selling out stadiums like this. So that is a huge, huge deal. And I did hear that she got sick recently. She was hospitalized. So I do hope that she has a speedy recovery. Now, moving on, there has been some pretty good news for Jay-Z and even P. Diddy because their accuser dropped the lawsuit against them. Now, just to give a backstory, if you remember, there was a woman who claimed that Jay-Z and Diddy violated her when she was 13 years old at a VMAs after party at Diddy's house. And this happened back in 2000. Now, the accuser said that after this happened to her, she fled the party and she ran to the nearest gas station and called her father to pick her up. Now, when she did her interview with NBC, there were a lot of holes pointed out in this story. For one, her father said he didn't recall ever picking her up that night, which is something that he should remember, considering that his 13-year-old daughter was missing that night and he had to drive 5 hours just to pick her up. Also, the accuser said that she met Benji Madden at the party. Benji Madden wasn't at any party that night because he was on tour. Not only that, Jay-Z was partying at another nightclub that night, so it wasn't ever documented that he went to an after party at Diddy's house, at least not from what we know. Also, the accuser claimed that she was approached by one of Diddy's limousine drivers, and he was the one who took her to Diddy's party. Well, Gene Deal, who was Diddy's bodyguard at the time, said that story seemed very unlikely.
It was just a lot of inconsistencies. I was like, yo, first of all, we didn't even use limousines. You understand? Bad Boy used SUVs. And then for a limousine driver who wouldn't know us, how you gonna tell somebody to get in the party? He had to go through security for that. And that just wouldn't have happened.
So if you really look at the details, the accuser's story didn't really add up. And I know a lot of people were trying to push for this to be true, but honestly, I didn't really believe it. And Jay-Z and his lawyer, Alex Spiro, were really fighting hard, not only against this allegation, but also against the lawyer who is representing the accuser. And his name is Tony Busby. Tony Busby is currently representing well over 100 of Diddy's alleged accusers. P. Diddy is currently facing trafficking and racketeering charges. He's being accused of running a criminal enterprise, so he's currently in prison awaiting his trial. And numerous people have come out and claimed that Diddy did something to them, and Tony has been representing them. In fact, he actually had a whole hotline telling people to call in so he could represent them. So he is developing this class action lawsuit to get a big payout. And in some of these lawsuits, they mention other celebrities as well. And so what Tony has been doing is he has been trying to seek some mediation behind the scenes so that these other celebrities who have been named will quietly settle. Jay-Z, however, refused to settle. He saw this as an extortion attempt, and he's been fighting hard against Tony. He wanted him sanctioned and everything. But eventually he did drop the motion to sanction Tony, and in return, he got a big victory when Tony's client, the accuser, dropped her lawsuit against him. But Jay-Z is still not done with Tony because he is still suing him for extortion, defamation, and emotional distress. He also claims that he lost $20 million in endorsement deals, and the allegations ruined his reputation and ruined his moment with his daughter Blue Ivy for her movie premiere. And on top of that, he and Beyonce have experienced a slew of insulting remarks on social media, and also he alleges that their family has been receiving violent threats. And as wild as this sounds, it's honestly believable because there are a lot of unhinged people out there who probably read these stories about Jay-Z and Beyonce, and some of them get it in their head to want to do something to them. So I could believe that they were receiving threats. In fact, there was some footage that was leaked of Beyonce at the Grammys, and her bodyguard Julius was being told to go up there and follow her. Like Jay-Z was telling him to follow her, and even Beyonce's publicist was telling the bodyguard to follow her. And I thought that was a bit excessive and odd because, you know, the Grammys have their own security as well. So I don't think anything would have happened to Beyonce backstage. However, there was a heightened level of protection because of those threats. So Jay-Z and his family have been going through a lot because of these allegations. And now he wants vengeance against the lawyer, Tony. And he was pretty clever because he made this filing in California. And in California, they take extortion very, very seriously. Where in other states, Tony Busby would be able to issue a demand letter and it wouldn't be considered extortion. In California, it probably will be ruled as extortion considering the context of the whole situation. So Jay-Z might definitely come out on top in this lawsuit. And see, Tony should have never picked up this whole case with that accuser without properly vetting it first, because now this whole thing has caused people to question his credibility. I think this whole thing is even going to affect a lot of the lawsuits he has against Diddy, because it's like, did he pick up some bogus cases, and are these clients really telling the truth? These are some of the questions that people will start asking now. You know, I just think Tony really fumbled. He really did. And I'm glad Jay-Z was able to clear his name because he knew that he wasn't guilty of this particular crime. But anyway, tell me what y'all think about this video down below. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video if you care. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.